Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Keeping It Real on Purpose, and we have our special episode, Across Borders, and with my co-host, Catherine. Today, I'm so excited that she's here, and we're going to talk about love and
Just a second.
relationships. So, what did you say?
Continue.
What did you
It's okay.
Oh, okay. So I thought you said something. So there is a little delay, guys. So do not get upset with us. We're trying to put this together. So just like hang out with us. So we have some questions. I'm going to be talking about love and relationship from the USA side, and she's going to be talking about love and relationships from the Uganda side. So we can make a comparison on different things. So I have a few questions from my audience that I did get from them before the show. So I don't even know the questions. I'm gonna like share them with us now. So here we go. Okay. So the first question is now what is it? How do people typically meet their partners in Uganda versus the USA? So I'm gonna let you speak first, Catherine.
Mm. Okay, that's a good question. Well,
Yeah.
where the meeting is not so official, people meet anywhere. People meet in
Okay.
the market, people meet in university. It's about the attraction, the power of attraction. So
Right.
anywhere people meet, people fall in love, and that's how they begin, just like any other part of the world.
Mm-hmm.
From anywhere. Like I met my husband in church. So,
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm going to tell you that here we probably employ a lot more um, resources like, dating apps, um, maybe meeting with a person that kind of puts people together, like a dating coach or something like that. I'm finding that is more frequent than what we used to. Like you said, we meet anywhere. Like we meet anywhere. And a lot of times in the times past when I met people, I was going out. I was like in great places and I met great people to date. But now I think it's become in the US a little bit lazy oriented, like just to give way to excuses like maybe I'm too busy or have a demanding job, things like that. But it still doesn't make place for like getting to know the person. So I think employing those resources instead of like genuinely putting as a priority to date, and making it a priority and making that person a priority to date has been lost here in the US. What do you think?
okay. Well, the online datings are actually discouraged, especially in Africa.
Hmm.
People look at it as something funny. Others believe you may be dating with a ghost.
True.
you may you may be dating with a spirit in a human form. People have misconceptions about
Okay.
online datings, a
Mhm.
majority of people. But the young teenagers now are trying to adopt. But when it comes back to parents and the elderly, they totally don't want to hear about online stuffs. They don't believe it's real, and they believe it is something masked into danger. It's something that
Okay.
looks beautiful on the outside, but it can mean danger in itself.
Yeah.
So we discourage online datings, especially with people that you do not know physically or
Yeah.
you can't reach easily physically.
Yeah. I
Elders don't
totally
like it at all.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally super fat. I emphatically agree with you. Totally. I think it's for me because I've tried it before. It's just I after like visiting it and realizing it, it was just a way of me being lazy about really getting out and socializing. Really, that's really what it was. Is like instead of it was taking the easy way out, and then you still have to go meet the person, you know. And I didn't like the fact that I'm talking to somebody I never saw, and we're kind of like talking on the video, you know, and I really don't get to see the robustness, like who the person really is, because they could be faking, you know, everything's a fake for a while, you know, and it takes a while to get to know somebody. And so could you imagine, well, not imagine, but just knowing somebody for a number of years on virtual and then meeting them in person and then not liking them, you know, and that's like a waste of time to me. That's my version of it. But many people have had success, but what has happened is they met online, then they met in person, and they carried it, you know, proceeded from there. But I think many people stay on too long on the internet, like relationship. Like I think it's just a point of connection. Like you go to the store, you meet somebody, and then you say, "Hey, I think I like you. Maybe we could talk. You look good to the eyes. I look good to your eyes. Let's have a conversation. Let's meet over coffee." Most people carry it on too long online, and that's what I think is the danger of meeting somebody who's not really real. You know.
Mm, mm. Okay, with us, it leaves question marks behind. People are like, why are they avoiding those they've grown with, those they've studied with, those that closely know their family? What is that is scaring them from the world that knows them better, shifting them to
Ooh,
the world that completely has no idea about them? So there is a misconception about it over
that's
here.
good. Yeah, that's good. I like that, and I think we should adapt that same preference. And let me just tell you too, since you met your husband in church, right? I have been going to church for like 20 something years. I have not met a man there. I have not met a man there. I mean, mostly, and I will tell you this, when you come to American Pentecostal churches or Christian churches, most people that go are families, you know, and if they're single, they go by themselves. But to meet another man there, no, your age or, you know, no, that's not. Mm-mm. And most churches are full of women, you know, that serve. You know, you may meet one or two men in there, but they're married and they're either the deacon or the pastor themselves, or, you know, and they're married. But I have not met a man in church, honestly, to date, go out with, you know, no, never. To date, to go out with, have fun with, never. Not in church, not in America. Let me just say. And I have been involved in one of the biggest churches, you know, that, you know, I've been in a very big apostolic organization and a big Church of God in Christ organization, and I have yet to find a man to date, to literally date, and then have a long-term relationship with. Yet to find that. Yet, and I don't think that's a good place to, you know, not here in America. Let me just say, not here in America, because I think I believe the church is a hospital. Like you go there to get healing, right? You're sick. So it's like going to a bar and meeting a guy. And you know, this is not a great combination. I just believe there's places that you can meet people that are nice, and, you know, maybe a wedding, you know, even a wedding, you know, a wedding, networking opportunity, a networking event with many people. I just believe that there should be some variety in there, you know. That's my thoughts. What do you think?
Okay. Okay.
You see, you lucked out.
I
You lucked
see.
out. Yeah, you lucked out. With your husband, you got lucky, you know. But I didn't, not in
It
the
was
US.
the
I'm
safest
saying not
place
the
to meet.
US. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Hmm. But
I see.
I just
You have another
I would say it
question
was a good idea. What do you think about it? Tell me what you think about it.
about exactly the meeting?
Mm-hmm.
Well, with the issues of meeting, like dating, to begin dating, I personally think it is always good to date someone that you've really seen for quite some time,
Yeah.
because the commitment one makes made is almost forever.
Yeah.
Yes, some people believe in breaking up, but you see, when there is a bond of children in one way or another, you have to associate.
Yeah.
So I think it's always good to go ahead to date someone you've seen for some time physically, not
Mm-hmm.
really online. It gives you an opportunity to understand who are they, what's their character, what do they want, what don't they want. You just don't bump into things and maybe go there desperately.
Yeah. 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 That makes sense.
So the time frame really matters, that you've known someone. It gives you a better view to take a decision, either to proceed into marriage or to stop and turn
Mm-hmm.
around to another decision.
I
So
see.
meeting physically and seeing someone for some time is what I think is safer for best decision making during
Right.
dating.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you answered the next question. What are the expectations around dating? That's a really good, um, is it casual or is dating in Uganda, right? Is it to be casual, like, or is it to be serious at the end of it?
To be serious, it becomes serious when someone commits to show you his relatives, maybe
Ah,
takes you to their home where they come from. Each time a man hides where they are coming from, you need to
right.
start pulling out. Each time they avoid showing you their relatives, you
Yeah,
need those red flags, because they don't want to take you far. Probably, I think, because they've already taken someone and
yeah,
they don't want to do it the second time. So the
yeah,
dating sounds serious when they actually take you to the grassroots where they are born, introduce you to his parents, to his relatives, close relatives, and to give you a chance to really see the home where you will
yeah,
base from.
yeah. Yeah, I think
So
you're
that is
right.
when the seriousness begins.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because the minute that you don't know, like a lot of I know when I was on the dating scene, that a lot of that matters, like, oh, where are you from, and if they're not really either sure where they come from. I know they're sure where they come from, but they're kind of lying, or they don't want to share with you. Then it's not serious. It's a casual thing.
Mm,
So it
mm,
depends on like where you are in your life. Like if you're dating in your, teens, your 20s, your 30s is probably the time
mm,
that you're really getting hefty about like, hey, what are we doing here? Getting serious, right? And then
mm,
that's the time you're starting to, is this the person I want to be with? Do I want to really share my
mm,
life with them? Am I going to be committed to them? And I think it's a
mm,
decision that you have to make. You got to be
mm,
ready for that decision. But also, like you said, you have to see the red flags. You got to say, hey, if there's no seriousness coming from this person, there's no need to ask the question, because all you're doing is putting them
mm,
under pressure when you ask the question. Like, are
mm,
we serious? Are we a couple?
mm.
If you have to ask that question, that's a problem.
True. Mm.
Right?
Yeah, and also the advantage of taking you to their home here helps you establish, are you not related in one way or another? You see,
Yeah.
Africa is full of polygamy. You could find maybe you're dating your uncle indirectly,
Oh, wow.
or you're dating your brother from another mom when
Oh,
you
wow.
actually didn't know.
Oh, wow. So that's
So it is
really, really
very
important.
important to take you to the
Yes.
parents.
That's
And when
really,
you
really
visit, they start asking you your background as well. So
okay.
it's all it's almost all round here and there.
Hmm. That's really good.
So it is all round on both sides.
Yeah,
Both
that's
parents
good.
need to know, are they safe? Is there no relationship between the two families?
That's good. That's
Because
good.
polygamy is too much here, unlike in the US. Here you
Yeah.
find a man has gotten children from even 7 women
Oh, wow.
who've never met.
Well,
You see? So they could be
yeah, yeah.
stepsisters, half sisters, unknowingly, or half sister and brother, and they are getting married.
Wow. 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 Yeah. I will say that doesn't happen as far as polygamy as much, but there will be girlfriends and boyfriends that have 7 kids all over. And that even turns me off. It turned me off when I was younger. I was like, well, if they have 5 kids, when do I, and they have 5 baby mamas, I inherit all that problem. I inherit all those problems. It's like, no, I just can't. So it's a lot. So I don't think people are even considering that because they're not considering um, it's so very casual that people now kind of in the US invite people to live with them right away. I always taught my kids, you have your home here, you have your home, their home there. And until you get to know them and that you're growing and you're building things together, you're building together and you're growing together, there's no need to live with them because when they get mad, they throw you out. You have no house to go to. You have nowhere to go. But you're not coming home. You gotta figure it out. You know? But it's always good, right? As a woman, as a man, to have your own place. Stop rushing into, not relationship, but stop rushing into what is it called? They call it like being a wife without the wife, without the wife paperwork, like being a wife, but not really a wife, just being a wifey, as they would say, and you don't have the status, you don't have the role, and then I see a lot of court shows, people coming to court in 3 months, and they're oh, we're breaking up, and we have to break the lease, and he owes me money, he owes me. Well, stop playing house. That's the word. Stop playing house and have your own apartment, separate apartment. And then if you're building on something and you both are certain that there's commitment, then start building, on that. And then you build that and then you build to the next area, to the next area. But don't like start playing house early, even for us older people. When I was dating, the first thing they asked me, you got a house? Yeah, I gotta live somewhere.
Yes? Mm.
They asked if you
No,
had a
I'm
house.
listening.
Yeah, they asked,
Mm.
yes, I got a house. Do you live with anybody? Wait, kids
Mhm.
ask that question. Adults shouldn't be 50, okay, 40 to 60 should not be asking the question,
Mm.
do you
Mm.
have an apartment? That means you don't have one. That means you're staying with
Yeah.
somebody. And that means you would like to come live with me. But I'm like, no, I have an apartment, but you won't be living with me. And
Mm.
that shouldn't be a question. That should not be a question. It should be, I'm stable. I
Mm.
have my own place. I should be learning about you. Like, oh, I love to play ball. I love football. I love this. I love that. No, it's none of those questions, hon. It's none of those questions. None of those wholesome questions like you're asking, how many children do you have? Where do they live? What do they do? Da. None of that stuff. It's all about where do you live? Can you cook?
Mm. Mm.
Can you cook? Those kind of things. Can you cook? Can you sew? Do you like watching movies? No, I don't.
Mm.
I watch TV shows, but like court shows, and that's like not all the time. So it's really kind of crazy, but it's a very difficult, position, really difficult position that we are in. And I think it's the laziness of prioritizing love and dating that the US has
mm,
lost. Prioritization about it is putting that first.
mm,
You know, if you want it,
mm,
if you really, really want it, you're serious about it, put that first. And I think that's what's missing in the US
mm,
and their dating and their
mm,
love. So,
mm.
what do you think?
Okay, I see. Then also I have a question.
Mhm.
Can I ask? How does it look like for a serious man who wants to date a girl on the side of the US? How do you depict that this man is really serious on this program of dating? What do you see? What are the features you need to look out for to know that this man is serious? The Ugandan girls need to know.
So I think what we look out for, I'm gonna say for me, what I look out for is, are they rounded, well rounded, meaning do they have a grasp on the, you know, communication? Are they saying yo, and do they have communication? Like, do you know how to have a conversation with me that you talk, I listen, you talk, I listen? Does it happen? That's one thing. The second thing is, are they worldly? Do they know about what football is in another country? Maybe football here is our football, right? But over in your country might be soccer, like a soccer, different type. Are they
Yeah.
worldly? Meaning, do they have robust understanding of what the world is about? What's going on in the world, and can they communicate that with you? The other thing is they have to have some kind of substance, like substance. If they're just so well, like very plain and vague, and how are you okay? That's great. And things that throw me off is that they say, "Oh, hello, queen," and I say, You don't have the permission to call me queen yet." Because only you don't do that. You don't have the permission. It's like calling me babe now. Like they'll say babe. I'm not your
Okay.
babe. You know, a girlfriend and boyfriend are not babies. So I'm not your mama, and you're not my daddy. That kind of stuff,
Okay.
it throws me off. It's like, yeah, no. Mm-mm. And I think that too early on in the beginning, means that it gives me the red flag that this is a casual thing or fun thing for them. So um, it's not really something I would entertain. I would just be turned off and say no, thank you, and go to the next one. But I think they need substance. I think they need communication. I think they need um, just being well rounded, just like having some knowledge of anything. If they are well diggers, I don't know, and they have, well, you can't dig this far down, they got to have knowledge. I can't explain it more than that. And if they don't have that, it just throws you off. you know um it can't be all you know 16-year-old, like love, like puppy love. Oh, you're so cute, you're beautiful, I think you're grand. I can't That's not substance, that's not commitment,
Mm,
that's just blowing smoke in your ear. And then if you're dating online, if you're really serious, you would say, "Hey, let's video chat." Like, let's video chat, and then, or once we get comfortable with video chatting, okay, that's a couple of weeks, right? Let's go out on a date, and meet the person and just have coffee, in a place that they choose, or whatever that feels comfortable for them, and then go from there. I mean, just when somebody's really starting to claim you before it's time, that's a big red flag, because you don't even know the person really.
okay.
So
Mm,
that's for me.
wow. It's been a good one to know. They will hear and take signs.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, we're going to wrap
Mm,
this up because we're just giving you parts of this. We don't want to give you too much, but this is just about love and dating. And I love what you've been giving us. And so I hope that you all can continue to watch us as we talk more about relationships. The next time that we will be around will be 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now. And we're going to be talking about the second part of love and dating to go into relationship.
mm,
Okay?
mm. Okay.
So the USA, Edna White says goodbye for now. And my co host,
Mm, mm. We also say thank you for watching and for listening. Thank you so much. See you next time.
all
I'm
right.
Catherine, Uganda.
Yes. Thank you so much. Bye for now.
Okay. Thank you.